Welcome to Wawasan Wire. Today, we're talking about Muhyiddin's son-in-law, Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan's continued status abroad. For, 2 years now, this situation has really been a major point of discussion, hasn't it? We're looking at a highly visible individual allegedly evading the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, the MACC, while apparently living quite comfortably overseas.
Yes, and it's crucial to understand the context here. This isn't just, someone avoiding authorities. Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan and another person, Mansur Shahar, are linked to a really significant government project. We're talking about foreign worker recruitment, but critically, it also involved collecting biometric data and managing data storage.
Biometric data. Okay, so that immediately flags it as more than just, say, financial mismanagement.
Exactly. That touches directly on national security, on labor management, on sensitive information about people entering and working in the country. So the allegations of corruption here are, well, they're tied to really fundamental state systems.
Right. And that makes the reports about his current lifestyle even more striking, I suppose. The specifics are quite something. Reports suggest he's mainly based in a West Asian country.
That's the understanding, yes. And living, by all accounts, quite extravagantly. It doesn't sound like someone trying to hide away. It sounds rather public.
Yeah, exactly. Not keeping a low profile. There were mentions of attending events with local dignitaries.
That's what's been reported. Seen at gatherings, even supposedly a photo next to a portrait of a prominent leader from that region. This suggests, an ability to operate quite openly, maybe even integrate into certain influential circles there.
Which, if true, makes things incredibly difficult for Malaysian authorities, doesn't it? If he's mixing with high-level figures, people with political or economic influence, that implies a network.
It certainly could. It suggests potential support structures, financial security, despite being sought by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. How deep do those connections go? That's a big question.
And then there's the travel, reports of leisure trips, Thailand for golf, shooting ranges.
Yes, those details add to the picture. It paints an image of someone not particularly constrained, someone with the means and perhaps the confidence to travel internationally for leisure. It really does raise questions about how effective conventional methods are when you're dealing with someone potentially operating within these kinds of circles and with these resources.
Okay, so let's talk about those conventional methods. What exactly has the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission done? We know they're actively seeking both Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan and Mansur Shahar. They're on the Interpol Red Notice list, right?
They are, yes. Both individuals were placed on the Red Notice list. That sounds very serious, and it is a significant step.
To most people, an Interpol Red Notice sounds like, a global dragnet. Arrest is imminent. Is that how it works?
Well, not quite. A Red Notice is essentially an international alert. It asks law enforcement worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition or similar legal action. It signals that they're wanted. But crucially, it's not an international arrest warrant. Its power depends heavily on the country where the person is found.
Ah, okay. So if he's in a country that, say, doesn't have strong ties with Malaysia or chooses not to act on the notice,
then the Red Notice might have limited practical effect within that country. It makes travel to other countries, especially those with strong extradition relationships like the U.S. or U.K., extremely risky, potentially impossible. But if he stays put in a jurisdiction that isn't cooperating, the Red Notice itself doesn't force an arrest there. It restricts his global movement, certainly, but maybe not his day-to-day life where he is.
Right. Let's just nail down the MSCC's timeline again.
Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan reportedly left on May 17, 2023. Mansur Shahar left shortly after on May 21, 2023. The MACC went public seeking them around August 2023, so they've been officially sought for quite some time now.
Beyond the Red Notice, what are their levers?
Well, a major step they've taken or applied for is the revocation of his passport. The MACC Chief Commissioner, Datuk Seri Mohammad, confirmed this, trying to get his Malaysian passport canceled.
Okay, canceling a passport sounds serious. What does that actually achieve if he's already overseas?
It makes legitimate international travel almost impossible. It essentially renders him stateless in terms of documentation recognized by most countries. It's a way to pressure him to limit his options further, maybe forcing reliance on less conventional or even illegal means to move around, which carries its own risks. It's about cornering him, legally speaking.
But does it guarantee his return if he's settled somewhere specific?
No, it doesn't guarantee his return. And this leads directly to the biggest hurdle, the one Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan himself pointed out very clearly. They believe he's in a specific West Asian country, but they can't name it publicly. Why? Because Malaysia does not have an extradition treaty with that nation.
Ah, So that's the crux of it. The primary legal tool for getting someone back extradition just isn't available in this specific case.
Precisely. Without a bilateral treaty, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission can't make a formal, legally binding request demanding his arrest and handover. They have to rely on other channels, maybe diplomatic persuasion, appeals for mutual legal assistance based on goodwill, perhaps arguing he's violated local immigration laws there.
But given the reports of him mingling with dignitaries, the chances of that country just deciding to cooperate out of goodwill seem, well, maybe slim.
It certainly complicates things enormously. It suggests he may have chosen his location very strategically. Understanding the legal landscape, it highlights how these gaps in international agreements can be exploited.
It really paints a picture of quite sophisticated planning, doesn't it? Not just fleeing, but fleeing smart.
Absolutely. For individuals with significant resources and connections, escaping jurisdiction isn't just about getting on a plane. It's about understanding geopolitics and legal loopholes. Choosing a safe haven where the legal reach of your home country is weakened. It shows how national anti-corruption efforts, even for major cases involving, potentially, billions of ringgit and national security implications, can be stymied by the lack of a simple agreement.
We should also cover the other side of the story, though. His lawyers did make statements.
Yes, they did. Back in August 2023, Datuk Seri Mohammad Adlan, through his legal team, put out a statement. He asserted he wasn't in hiding and claimed he was reachable.
Right, I remember that. He said he was ready and willing to cooperate with any MACC investigation.
That was the claim. Willing to cooperate, but crucially, while remaining overseas.
Which seems contradictory. How do you fully cooperate in a complex corruption probe involving evidence and testimony from a country that won't extradite you?
That's the central tension, isn't it? It's a common legal tactic. You state willingness to cooperate to counter the narrative of being a fugitive, trying to shift the perception. Mansoor Shahar's lawyers also denied he was a fugitive, pointing out he left Malaysia through legal channels.
Leaving legally is one thing, but staying away for 2 years while on an Interpol Red Notice for a major investigation, that's different.
Entirely different. From the MACC's perspective, cooperation means returning to Malaysia to face the due process here. Offering cooperation from afar, especially from a non-extradition jurisdiction, is often seen as, well, a delaying tactic at best. It keeps the investigation at arm's length.
So what we have now is essentially a standoff. The MACC pursuing the case, international alerts active, passport revocation attempted. But the individual remains abroad, apparently living well, shielded by the lack of an extradition treaty.
That sums it up quite well. It demonstrates the very real limits of national jurisdiction in a globalized world, especially when dealing with well-resourced individuals who can strategically choose their location. The MACC has deployed its tools investigation, Red Notice, passport action. But the final piece, bringing the subject back, is blocked by that crucial gap in international agreements.
It really underscores how global mobility and, frankly, loopholes in international law can create blind spots for anti-corruption agencies.
It absolutely does. The ability to simply relocate to a jurisdiction without an extradition treaty can effectively neutralize years of domestic investigation and legal work, regardless of the severity of the alleged crime. It's a significant challenge for law enforcement globally.
A sobering thought about the challenges in tackling cross-border financial crime and corruption.
Indeed it is. A complex intersection of law, politics, and international relations.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.